Hey guys, how we doing?
Good morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
All right, so this is the season finale of season five. Um, ups and downs of the season. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think
Yeah,
you did too.
I was expecting more downs from kind of what
I was too.
people let us, but there were, I would say most people said, yeah, it's maybe not as great as the first four seasons, but
Yeah.
it isn't a bad season. And I completely agree with that assessment.
Me too.
The last episode was incredibly tense. I was
Yes.
sure for most of the episode they were setting us up for Donna to be dead.
Me too.
Um,
Yeah.
I yeah, everything makes sense, but I was thinking about it this week. You know what I kept coming back to? It's too bad that that was the story on the simply because it kind of and the show did a good job with it, especially at the very end, but it kind of cheapened Fitzwallace's death a little bit
Yeah.
because I was waiting so much for Donna to die too.
Sure.
That until but I feel like they rebounded well, right?
For sure.
We find out that she's going to be okay,
Yes.
and then the president and I can't remember Mary McCormick's character's name
I can't either.
goes back to
His house.
his,
Widow's house.
to see his widow, and I thought that is a really nice, sweet, sad send off for Fitzwallace. I think it was really important that scene was there. I really liked that.
And I forgot to mention last week too. It hits different now that John Amos is not with us anymore.
For sure, which
You
is
know?
what, like a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe.
You know, it's really sad.
Such a really good. I mean, we watched him in Beastmaster.
Beastmaster,
Like,
Seth.
yeah, yeah. I mean, God, so good.
He's just one of those actors. Every time you see him on screen, you just kind of light up because you're like, this guy's so good and everything. You know?
And you know, remember how much he really brought it in Coming to America?
Yeah,
God,
MacDonald.
yeah. I was going to say last time, you know, people were like excited that Mary McCormick's on here. I saw her. I was on Broadway. I was not on Broadway. I was at Broadway,
Yeah.
like 2008, 2009,
Sure.
somewhere in there. And it was Sunday, so I was like, I want to go to a matinee. I didn't have tickets for anything. I just walked. It was out of my hotel.
Sure.
Just walked down, and like The Lion King was going on. It's like I'm not spending $300 to see
No.
The Lion King.
Sure, it's great.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
And I wandered around, and I happened to walk up to a theater that was showing a play called Boeing Boeing. Are you familiar with it? It has been adapted to a film
Okay.
that I've not seen, but I didn't know what I didn't know what the play was. I just knew it was a comedy. I'm like, great, a straight play. I don't want to pay a fortune to see a musical.
Sure.
You know, it was like $30 on a Sunday, and I had good seats. Right.
Nice.
Here was the cast, and some of them I didn't know at the time, but here's who was actually in the play. The two male leads were Mark Rylance and Bradley Whitford.
Wow.
And the three female leads were Mary McCormick, Christine Baranski, and Gina Gershon. What's her name?
Gina Grisham.
Yeah,
Grisham, right?
Gershon.
Grisham. She was in.
Oh my God,
Showgirls.
I never saw Showgirls.
Okay, well,
She was in
that's
Face Off.
She was in Showgirls.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Gina Gershon, I think's the name I'm thinking.
I
of. Yeah.
hate that. That's the first thing I thought of. Look, talented actress,
Absolutely.
not doing her justice, but that's a crazy cast.
Yeah, it was absolutely loaded. I paid like $30 to watch it, $35 to watch it
live too. Wow.
Yeah. Well, now, at the time, Mark Rylance wasn't famous yet.
Pre-Oscar.
It was pre-Oscar, so I didn't know who he was. But I went back and looked.
Yeah.
I was like, who was in that play?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my God, he was the lead.
That's an amazing lineup, honestly. And honestly, for spending $30 and just walking down the street, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I knew who Whitford was.
Yeah.
He'd been around at that point.
That was post West Wing, obviously.
Yeah, he'd definitely been around, and obviously Gershon and Christine Baranski, who'd been in everything.
Yeah,
the legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a loaded cast for a random something to go watch this play.
I love that too, because even on like The Wire, people tell us, "Oh, they were in this production of
Othello." Yeah, absolutely.
And I think McNulty was in that as well. So that's
yeah. Cool. This was that. Anyway, sorry, that was a tangent, but yeah. Well, it made me think of it, seeing so many scenes between Brad Whitford and Mary McCormick when I seen them in this play together. It was like a sex romp comedy.
I gotcha. But yeah, I like it when actors link up again. When they collaborate multiple times, it's really fun to see.
I've said that before on the channel, like when directors like Tarantino work with the same actors and over again.
Yep.
What that tells me as an audience member is these directors and these actors get along, which means they're not crap to work with. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, nobody on Suicide Squad is calling up Jared Leto to work.
My mind went to Jared Leto as well.
I was like,
his stories are infamous at this point.
Right, like that is the biggest cautionary tale. I don't want to work with that guy again that I think I've ever heard.
I can't believe he's still working on it.
Right, and Brando had that reputation too. As like one and done a little.
Leto's no Brando.
no, he's not. Yeah, I think you put up with Brando a little bit more with his antics. Anyway, we should go get started here, but I do want to go ahead and thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. We do want to thank. My words are failing me. Give a special shout out to Actuarial Looker, Balash Fuldez, Chris, Derek Peterson, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Surikunda Varapu, Torgir Linkstad, Weird Magic, and Werepanda47. Thanks so much, guys. Really glad you're here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you mind hitting the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else that we have watched or we are currently watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page on every show, including The West Wing. We're at least 4 episodes on Patreon. Episodes ahead on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. So if you're done watching the YouTube edits and would like to continue, you can do it on our Patreon page, but you will have to sync and watch along on your own source material.
Yes.
You're only going to see and hear us due to copyright law.
We're really getting that down, aren't we? We're like a...
I know. Well, we've only done it about 800 times.
That's what I'm saying.
we have over 900 YouTube videos now.
Like an ad for medication or something.
Micro Machines.
And so somebody on Patreon said, that is the hottest that Jason Isaacs has ever looked.
I mean, Jason Isaacs as a foreign reporter does look pretty good.
I know, right? Yeah.
There's been an Israeli missile strike in Gaza City.
Yeah, so this is getting ramped
I'm
up.
on my way.
The impact that this conflict has had on our last election makes me more angry than I will ever express.
I know, man. I know.
I need you to do all you can to prevent retribution. No, Mr. Chairman, we had nothing to do with it, and I will urge the Israelis to hold off on further attacks. Most strongly, sir. Tyranny of terror? Deathmongers? What is this, Tolkien?
Okay, that's a good line.
It's a fantastic line.
Ambassador Galit, I'm glad someone from your government could spare a moment. If I'm going to find the people behind this, I need access to the bomb site, access to evidence, and the cooperation of the Palestinian Authority.
They found bomb-making equipment in an apartment in Gaza.
And they think it's linked to the bombing of our hotel?
Yes, sir.
I mean, how do you have a season finale that tops last episode? You know? I mean, that was shocking.
That was big.
Yeah.
The body of Admiral Percy Fitzwallace, who will be buried Wednesday at Arlington.
On the Hill, they're talking about a congressional resolution in support of swift military action.
Everyone's pushing for war.
Sir, there are several military options.
Any not mentioned on television this morning?
A missile strike from the USS Carney carries a higher likelihood of success and zero risk to U.S. military personnel.
And the risk to civilians? Not risking 50 innocent Palestinian lives to take this guy out, so I'm asking you again, what are my other options?
You don't have any options, Governor. The President's decided to follow Admiral Fitzwallace's recommendation. This is just a courtesy briefing.
Okay, so this is during the transition.
Admiral Fitzwallace. Remind me to fire that guy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Chairman Farad?
He's offered his assistance.
You've got to be kidding.
He's asked for the opportunity to arrest any suspects identified by the FBI.
The country wants action. Bringing Farad back to the table.
I'm not saying it's camembert and wine, Leo. I'm saying it's what we got.
What happened to you?
To me?
Yeah.
You're in Germany.
She's not German.
It's American military base.
Well, other than the Legion of Congressmen parading into the Oval demanding retribution, it's been pretty quiet. Memorial Day is scheduled to toss out the first pitch at Camden Yards. Cancel it, yeah.
Leo, I can't stress enough the importance of an immediate and forceful response.
Mr. Speaker, we fully intend to...
Really?
Israel is a black and white issue.
Exactly.
The Vice President and the House Speaker coming at him.
I don't know.
The only way to ensure the continued safety of this country is to respond in kind. Politics aside, Leo, he's got to do this.
So everyone's pushing him towards war.
That's so tough. This might be a very tense finale then.
Yeah.
Of course, the chairman has consistently chosen violence over peace. He doesn't really have the strength to take on Hamas. He's not the answer to the greater problem. He may be the answer to this one.
I wouldn't bet on that.
The whole country is waiting for the president to carpet bomb Gaza. I think it's a good sign he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Dormemos.
Oh. Another steed.
Yeah.
Josh?
Jealousy.
It is jealousy.
Yeah.
Josh?
He's
Mr.
lost for
Chairman,
words.
when we agreed to work with you on our investigation,
Yes, and I appreciate your trust.
Gotta come in like, who are you?
we assumed your people. We trusted that you wouldn't do anything to make that investigation more difficult.
Our security team has been cooperating.
The Jerusalem bombing, Mr. Chairman.
5 children slaughtered in the last Israeli missile strike. How am I to stop my people from reacting?
Mr. Chairman, I agreed to work with you despite the way my people are reacting. You must control your people.
The Israeli army has deployed 150 armored vehicles and 2 armed squadrons to the eastern sections of Ramallah.
And this is escalating.
Yep.
5 minutes. I can't get these guys to keep their hands off each other.
They're not going to arrest Nassan.
They can't reach the chairman.
1,000 American kids.
This might end them going to war. Excuse me.
Some of them aren't coming back.
That's the thing I would think for most presidents to get their head around.
Yeah.
And you do what you think is right.
We could destabilize moderate regimes in Jordan and Egypt.
Nassan's contributed to the murder of 3 senior government officials.
Yeah, I think they probably are going to be headed to war then. That's why we keep cutting back to Leo.
For sure.
What do you think you're doing? We don't push agendas here.
I don't believe I am. I'm trying to give them the relevant information.
This isn't the UN.
And I think she was right, though. I think saying, like, these are the dominoes.
I agree with you. I think
that's
also
what she's
like,
supposed to do.
Leo's come on strong too.
Well, I think Leo's the one that's really pro-attack.
For sure.
It's like he's pushing an agenda just as much as she is.
Exactly.
It's just the opposite agenda.
I heard hard there.
Yeah.
The FA-18 strike is a reasonable response.
The peace process, the stability of the region, we need to think long term.
The peace process? There's no partner for peace.
And you're going to find a moderate Palestinian leader after the Israelis have swiped half the Jordan Valley, 15 to 20 innocents in Gaza?
We're no longer a neutral. And when the sun comes up in Gaza, you're going to have to launch those planes.
She didn't mention anything.
Oh, this is getting tense.
Oh, it's awkward, yeah.
This is getting whip them out and measure tense, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Don't go anywhere.
This is beyond the brother-sister dynamic they used to have at this point.
For sure.
How many photographers did you meet over there?
Who are they
Oh my God.
from? What?
Wishes for a speedy recovery. Father of the baker.
What's the Arabic?
A date, a time, and a restaurant not far from the hospital in Lunchstall.
What the hell are we supposed to do there?
Could be information about the bombing.
Yeah?
A message from Prime Minister Mukharat related to the current situation. It's a diplomatic meeting.
Do I need to carry a piece?
Josh.
Oh my
Why
God,
aren't you
Josh.
sending, I don't know, someone more like you? Should I switch cabs?
Oh my God.
Yeah, even she's like, dude,
what?
yeah. Just go.
Yeah. Measure it out. 60 feet, 6 inches.
This is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
You can throw a little low. It's all right.
Yeah. I've seen some celebrities go out and throw some bad pitches, though.
Yeah.
Even more because of what Hamas can offer the Palestinian people. Education, food, healthcare. There are others, reasonable men who with help could affect change.
This is the world in 2024. People don't listen to reasonable men anymore, or women.
It's unfortunate.
A line of dialogue that does not include Chairman Farad.
America has a long history of backing takeovers. Like, this guy's more friendly to us.
Yeah, it's a good.
You want him to do something.
Yeah.
Bomb the whole damn place.
Gaza?
Gaza, the West Bank. Take out the whole Arabian Peninsula while we're at it. And who cares if it's exactly what those lunatics want? They're just waiting for me to play my role and chuck a big fat one right down the middle.
I agree completely with that.
There you go.
I thought Prime Minister Mukharat was in the chairman's pocket.
So do we. Seems he's realized unilateral Israeli action will leave his people with less territory than they'll get negotiating. We broker secret talks with the Israelis. Show them Mukharat's credible.
We have some things to learn.
I can't do this without you.
You think I'd let you?
Keep the FA-18s on ready alert.
Yeah, you still have to get the people who did it, for sure, regardless.
What? Oh, no! What is happening?
I would be so mad if they actually killed her.
There's no way.
There's been a complication. She's developed a pulmonary embolism.
Oh
It's a
my
blood
God.
cancer. We're trying to remove it now.
I thought she was out. I thought she was out of the woods in that one. Damn.
Yeah, they did that on purpose, and I'm very mad at them for it.
I am too.
Your priority should be the security of this country. I think you're gun shy, sir. The most important moment of your presidency, and you're gonna blow it because you're human.
Bombing Gaza could be the most dangerous move this country has made in 2 centuries.
Or not.
I'll be the one who's judged. You hear me?
I like this back and forth at the beginning of the administration.
Amazing editing.
Being on the same page versus not, listening to Leo versus not.
Yeah.
Chairman Farad, he's on TV. He's thanking us for inviting him and Prime Minister Mukharat to a summit with the Israelis.
I would get on TV to say, nope.
We didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, that didn't happen.
However, I think this is real.
This looks really cool, doesn't it?
Holy crap!
I wonder if Martin Sheen
really
threw out a first pitch at an Orioles game. They used it.
Yeah,
for
let's
this.
say NBC shelled out some coin for this one.
Or they just filmed an actual game. He went through
True.
an actual game. Because it looks, look at the camera in the back. It looks legit. It's on the scoreboard. Wow.
For the catch, yeah, he caught it.
Yeah, he hit the glove.
Nice. Bartlett's got a cannon on him. That was fantastic.
I don't think Donna's going to die.
No, because they would have shown it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they would stretch that into season 6.
Yeah,
I think it is a mean tease. Is what I think. I thought she was dead. Like that was it for a second.
Because they'll do it for finales. Wasn't it Mark Harmon that died in the season 3 finale, or was it the episode before?
No, it was a finale.
It was the finale.
It was the finale. Yeah.
So like they'll do it. They'll go there. But
I thought they were, and they didn't, and I don't think they're going to stretch it into the next season.
No, it's dramatic tension, kind of like in the first season. Whenever you're like, who got hit? You know what I mean? But that was good. That was really good. As far as this season goes, that's a top 5 episode for me.
Yeah, no, that was really solid. Really tense. I like the fact that it seems to be everybody kind of pushing the president into conflict, into war, into bombing, and he's kind of on his own.
Yeah,
with just kind of Mary McCormick as being the only angel on his shoulder to say there are bigger consequences to doing that.
Like he stated to a bomb in Penn Station.
Yeah, exactly. These things aren't that simple, and I know Leo thinks he's right, but I don't recall a situation where he's pushed this hard.
No. We strayed away from let Bartlett be Bartlett. For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know he works in advisory capacity. I kind of remember in season 1 where the roles were reversed, and Bartlett wanted to start bombing, and Leo's the one that talked him down.
Chill.
And absolutely. And now we've completely flipped that at the end of season 5, and that was only I don't know, half a dozen episodes in on season 1 that happened, and now we're here.
It was very early on.
It was. Yeah. His doctor got killed. And a plane getting shot down is what it was. His personal physician.
Yeah.
And Leo's was the voice of reason, saying you can't just go bomb your way into peace and prosperity. And now we've kind of flipped that to where Leo is saying, keep Americans safe, go start bombing. And he's the one saying, if I start bombing, we're not safe. And of course, it's not an easy issue. Here we are in 2024, and the world hasn't remotely begun to figure out how to fix this in a way that frustrates me to the point of just, again, because of how the last election went and what a lot of what rationalizations were, just put me into a fury that I probably won't get out of for a while. But that's neither here nor there.
But you're right. It does relate to this episode. It's weird how precedent this is.
Yeah,
we're watching this now, right after all this.
Right.
Weird,
20. Right? Yeah, this is 20 years.
How
later.
this lined up is just insane.
That's one of the things that's great about this show is the state of the world doesn't always improve. I don't
know if that's depressing or if it's just a timeless message.
It's definitely depressing
for sure
because the same mistakes are being made, and let's oversimplify.
And this is a fictitious TV show. We're still this is still very true to life.
And I love it because you have the president saying this is more complicated than all of you are making it, and nobody wants to listen to him say that. Nobody is listening to him say this is not the simple, strap on your boots and your 6-shooters and go take care and go take care of business. Yeah, this isn't appeasement. It's not Germany 1938. It's a different animal that isn't getting resolved in the way that other things get resolved.
But you're right to see that how Bartlett usually is the one with the vendetta. He usually is the one.
At least in that situation, he was.
And it's like
it was the same part of the world.
Yeah, and here we are, and it's like the roles are completely swapped here. And it's like look, it's interesting. It really is.
It
interesting that Leo's fallen this far.
I'm really glad they put the scene of him kind of getting in Mary McCormick's face and saying, "What do you think you're doing? We don't push agendas."
That was a great.
And
scene.
It was I'm glad that's there to highlight. And contrast exactly what she was doing to what he is doing. He is pushing an agenda way harder than she is.
For sure.
He just straight said you're gun shy and you're making a mistake. She didn't go that far. she was giving him. I agree.
And she's being calm and like level-headed. She's like, this is what this is.
And she's the one who said, "I'm not pushing an agenda. I'm giving him all the relevant information he needs," because she's the only one presenting one side of this entire position.
Yeah,
I think she is doing her job, and I'm not saying Leo's not, but Leo is definitely pushing an agenda.
He needs to take a step back just for a second.
Kind of curious how we start off season 6, and again,
I bet we pick right up.
Have to, right?
Yeah.
Because we have to figure out what happened with Donna. So
Donna, and also like them saying they were invited to Camp David.
Yeah, right. Because that was at the ending, right? It's like this is basically a guy who's using his the chairman who was like using his position to like, here's how the whole peace process is going to go. When it's like you have been left out of it.
Yeah.
So how do you walk this back? Because the message to the world is not the right message from him right now.
It's going to be
he's making a strategic move to try to stay in power. And I mean, honestly, it's like as soon as you throw this pitch, you better be on camera saying, well, "This guy has no idea what he's talking about."
Give me that microphone.
Yeah, still in the flak jacket and the vest. I'm really excited to see where we take season 6. And I know it's less important, obviously, than this issue. This issue is going to be a big thing starting, but I think we actually start getting into who are the people that are going to start sorting out next to campaign, because the campaign will definitely be a big part of season 7. So all of the stuff where you have 10 candidates vying for the position and the debates to whittle it down to your candidate and all that have to start at some point here in season 6, right?
I was going to say, I mean, like the show, like a lot of the shows we watch are very unpredictable. Like
for sure.
For like the last 4 or 5 episodes, we're like, okay, cool, we're campaign time,
right?
And then the Nas episode happened, and we were like, oh, okay, well, the bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? Like, so like the fact that they're saving that, so smart. You know what I mean? Like they're plotting this very well because we still have 40 some episodes left. You know what I mean? Like 46 episodes, something like that. And it's like, wow, all right, that's how you do a show. That's how you I don't want to say drag out, but that's how you really make the most of your time.
Yep.
And you tell the story right, because the show is always on point.
Good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how season 6 pans out.
Well, we'll see you next time on season 6, remember, guys. Thank you.